Greetings, this is Greg. We're about to go into a Japanese hotel room. This is actually in Okinawa, which is kind of analogous to Hawaii, I suppose, to the United States. Right away when you get onto the floor or into the room, you'll see a sign that tells you to take off your shoes and put your feet into these slippers. The slippers will not fit me. I find that about everything in these Japanese hotel rooms is nominally 7/8 scale, which I find very, very typical in Asia, but especially in Japan. So in the entry hall here is a bathroom, and pretty normal sink and vanity mirror setup. One thing that's different is our toilet paper is usually not perforated, but it has this flapping metal shield to help you tear the paper off. And a control panel, very typical in Japan. You can't just have a lever. Actually, well, it does have a lever to flush, but it's much more complicated than that. And a very, very tiny trash can. I'm not quite sure what the point of that is. Moving into the main room, and this is a particularly nice Japanese hotel, by the way. This room is made for a family of 4 to 6 on vacation. Okinawa is a little bit of a resort area, and this is sort of a resort hotel. Anyhow, you can see that there's a very large couch. It's really nice. And there is a large structure here which looks like a bed. Not a bed. That is a sort of lounging area, I suppose, for reading, video games, television, whatever. Along with the couch here. It's a very, very comfortable room to spend some time in. Kitchen is fairly conventional by hotel standards. A few different things. The single cooking deal here has, well, there's also a microwave, but the single stove place has a control system I'm not really familiar with. I didn't play with it to figure out what these buttons do. It'd be easy enough though. There's also a control panel on the wall here. No idea what that does. And some sort of instructions on the sink. No idea what that says. One point of interest is they use the same plugs we do. However, only the kitchen will have the grounding holes. Just 2-prong connectors everywhere else. Going into the bathroom, once again, sink, pretty normal setup. Shower, and the shower area is integrated with the bathtub. Bathtub is very deep. They usually are in Japan. The Japanese seem super serious about their baths. I don't see that in other places in Asia. You can even open these curtains here and take a bath while you gaze out over the ocean. You'll see the ocean in just a minute. Rest of the shower is more or less conventional. This type of shower control is very, very typical throughout Europe. If you move this handle down, water comes out of the lower spout, up comes out of the upper shower. And then this sets the temperature. I have it set at 42 degrees, which I found to be the optimal temperature for the shower. And just a quick side note, if you've read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and haven't been using the metric system or don't have a shower head where you can set the temperature, in that movie they say that the answer to the greatest question in the universe is 42. And there's no real explanation for what the question is. In fact, they make a point of that. They don't know what the question is, they just know what the answer is. I've heard it suggested, and I kind of agree with the theory, that the question is, what's the proper temperature to set the shower? That explains a lot of things in that book. Anyway, just a side note. Over here, dresser, little mini desk. I suppose it's intended for work, but also optionally makeup, because there's a mirror here. I don't know what this sliding thing is for. It doesn't completely close the mirror, but whatever. Sliding glass door here. This thing seals like you wouldn't believe. I mean, it's like a refrigerator door. No handle, by the way. So after you unlatch it, that's easy enough. You got to figure out what it does. It slides in this direction. So going outside, what we're looking at here is the eastern China Sea. We're looking westbound. So up to the north, of course you can't see it, over the horizon would be Japan itself, the mainland of Japan, or the most mainland of it. And then this way, again, you can't see it, but sort of to the southwest would be Taiwan. Going back into the room, one of the things I find interesting are these little differences in other countries that you wouldn't necessarily expect, like something that's touched on in the movie Pulp Fiction. They talk about mayonnaise on French fries in Holland, which is true, although their mayonnaise is different from ours. I didn't think that was a very good example, but here's an interesting example. There is a air conditioner here. There are two of these units in here, heating and air conditioning. And you can look all around this room, and I have done this before where I get into a hotel late at night, can't figure out how to turn the dang air conditioning on or off or whatever. And nowhere is there a thermostat. You will not find one. There are controls up on the unit itself. They are way out of reach, at least for most people, and usually don't work. The way you control the heating and air conditioning is with this little guy. And obviously it takes some trial and error unless you read Japanese to figure out how to set the temperature, but I've gotten really good at it. Over here is the bedroom. There's nothing too shocking in here. It's a pretty normal bedroom. Two beds, which again I'd describe as being nominally 7/8 scale. And it's overall a pretty nice room. This is a great hotel room. It's pretty expensive. I was lucky that I got it. On the wall here is this panel. This is the outside wall, and this is a vent. I have no idea why they felt that this room needed this little tiny vent, but it has it, and you can control how much air flows from the outside into here if the wind's blowing a certain way. I have a theory, and I don't know this to be a fact, but I have a theory that the purpose of that vent is to make sure that people don't suffocate and die, because all the doors in here seal just incredibly well. Anyhow, that's all I've got for this. I know this wasn't really an airplane or automobile thing, but I guess those are things for traveling, and this is sort of travel related, and I just thought you guys might find it interesting. Anyway, thanks. Hope you're having a good day.